All right, let's talk about the AI farming revolution. We're going to dig into a really big question today. Is all this amazing tech really for the farmer, or is it just for the field?
I mean, you hear it everywhere, right? AI is going to totally transform how we grow food. It's supposed to make everything more efficient, help feed the entire planet, and yeah, that's a huge, exciting promise.
But let's cut through the buzzwords for a second. What does this actually mean for the folks who are out there, growing our food? Is this new tech making their lives better, or is it just leaving them in the dust?
So, to really get into this, we need to talk about a concept from our source material called farmer-centered AI. Now, this isn't just about, inventing some cool gadget and tossing it over the fence. No, it's about building this stuff with farmers, for farmers. It puts their actual day-to-day needs front and center.
To really wrap our heads around this, we need a simple way to see exactly how AI is changing a farmer's life.
Okay, so here's the framework we're going to use to break this all down. It's called the Sustainable Livelihoods Framework. And honestly, it's going to be our map for this whole thing. It lets us see a farmer's world through 5 different lenses, or capitals. Think of it like this. You've got natural capital. That's the land, the water, all that good stuff. Then there's human capital, basically the farmer's know-how and skills. Social capital, that's their community, their connections. Physical capital is the actual stuff, tractors, tools, you name it. And last but not least, financial capital. We're talking cash, loans, the money side of things. If we look at how AI touches each of these 5 things, we can get a way clearer picture of what's really going on.
So first, let's get into the good stuff, the incredible potential. Because when it's done right, AI can be a serious game changer. This visual really says it all. You can see how AI has the power to give a major boost to every single one of those 5 capitals we just mentioned. It can improve everything from the land itself to a farmer's bank account.
So what does that even look like in the real world? Well, for that natural capital, we're talking about an AI that helps a farmer use way less water. For human capital, just imagine being able to spot a crop disease by snapping a photo on your phone. It's incredible. Social capital gets a huge boost, right? Suddenly, isolated farmers can connect with a whole network of people and information. Physically, you've got smart drones and upgraded gear. And financially, AI can actually help farmers get the loans they need. The potential here to genuinely empower people, it's just massive. But, and this is a big but, here's where the story takes a turn. That amazing promise of smarter farms, it slams right into a brick wall of reality. We're talking about super high costs and a digital divide that's getting wider, threatening to make things even more unequal out there in the fields.
And this gets us to the heart of the problem. The challenges are every bit as real as the promises, and they're carving out a deep digital divide. Let's use our 5 capitals to see where things go wrong. Take natural capital. A one-size-fits-all AI model, it could totally fail if there's a sudden drought it wasn't trained for. Human capital. If you don't have the training, these fancy new tools are basically paperweights. That's the AI divide. Socially, you get a few massive tech companies controlling everything, and that gives them way too much power. Physically, come on, most farmers just can't afford this stuff. And financially, the very farmers who need the tech can't get the loans to buy it in the first place. And we're not talking about a small problem here. The scale is just staggering. Let's take China, for example. A whopping 98% of all farms are run by smallholders. These are the exact people who are most at risk of being completely priced out and left behind by this whole revolution. And this quote from the research just hits the nail on the head. If we don't change course, there's a very real danger that farmers just end up depending on these giant tech companies, losing their independence and getting pushed to the sidelines of a system that was supposed to help them. So, what do we do about it? Well, the path forward is all about shifting our focus. It's time to put people first, not the tech. So, the research lays out 5 pretty clear strategies. First up, stop making one-size-fits-all tools. Design tech for local needs. Second, we've got to boost AI literacy for farmers with training that's actually useful and easy to get. Third, and this is a big one, get everyone to the same table. Farmers, developers, policymakers to cooperate. Fourth, let's focus on making tools that are actually affordable for small-scale farmers. And finally, fix the rural credit system so farmers can get the money they need to invest in their own future. When you put all of that together, you get one really big idea. A totally new blueprint for how we manage AI in the world of farming. And this visual just nails it. This is the new system. See, instead of some top-down command, it puts the farmer smack dab in the middle of everything. They're not just a customer, They're an active partner, working side by side with the government, with tech companies, with the experts. The goal isn't just to sell more gadgets anymore. It's about everyone working together to make lives better, lower the risks, and build a future that actually works for everybody.
So look, this revolution is happening, whether we like it or not. The tech is here, and it's getting more powerful every single day. That leaves us with the one big question we started with. Are we going to design a future that's all about the technology? Or are we going to design one that's about the people who actually feed all of us?